It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago. And it's 7 p.m. in Philadelphia. Hello, everybody. I'm the Mad Dog. This is WCBR Radio 88.7 in Philadelphia and around the world. And this is America's Popcast, What's the Buzz? Tonight, a very, very special guest and a very, very interesting conjunction between our guest and the world of our furry friends. But
yeah.
Before we introduce you to our special guest, let me introduce you to the player himself, Benny, the Player Scala, from the Player Entertainment Network on YouTube. Big Ben, how are you, my friend?
I am excited to be doing this show tonight.
Terrific. Listen, I'm excited just to be anywhere at my age.
I like that.
All right. And our special guest, we're going to bring her up on the big camera tonight. Her name is Roxy Astor. She is an actress. She's a professional model, a wrestler, hairstylist. She is a children's advocate, an animal advocate. She is kind of a Renaissance woman these days. Roxy, you have an interesting story. I'm going to let you tell your story, but I will tell you that I know you by proxy. You and I have some friends in common.
Yeah.
And you worked with my friends, Grimlina and Patricia Summerland.
Yeah. All my buddies. I just talked to Grammy last week. And Patricia, I just talked to her. Yeah.
She is a pain in the ass. I love that girl, but she's a pain.
Yeah, she is, but you gotta love her.
Well, you know what? She's all of like 4 foot nothing. You know.
You better watch yourself. You know. She's gonna sneak on this show, but I have to nix the model. I mean, model? No, that would be Patricia. That might have been Hollywood, but not me.
Well, I'll tell you what, you would never know it.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Your story's interesting because this whole wrestling thing was all but Greek to you. You were supposed to be like some kind of a cosmetology guru or a hairstylist. How did you get hoodwinked into professional wrestling, of all things?
Well, the thing is, I actually did a play called Matilda the Hun, the Raw Meat, and I wrote it with my friend Robert. I call him Nagin. It's kind of been our story, the way we pronounce it. And it was, I had to do this play, about Matilda, but I wanted to introduce who I was and how I got into it, and G.L.O.W. And so in high school, having a really tough time even trying to graduate. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to go to beauty school. And in the play, there's a part and there's a picture that I have from the 80s where I used to perm and I used to bleach my hair at the same time. And if you know anything about that, that's like a no-no. So I thought, okay, yeah, I'm going to be this hairdresser and it's going to be great. But the thing is, you realize that when you're 18 and you're a hairdresser, you got to stay in one place and build your clientele. And I mean, to this day, I'm antsy. I got to do this. I got to do that. So, I mean, it just doesn't stop me. I got to keep doing and learning things. So I did it, had fun, was at the top of my class. I was going to get married and the guy dumped me. Thank you, Bobby Villalobos.
Oh, back up, air lady. He dumped you. How the hell does that happen?
I can thank him now, but I don't. It was just, there was no Texas back then. It was not even a phone call. It was through his friends. But thank God. And I apprenticed at this really high-end salon called Salon Cardot in Seattle, and I would have been like the top hairstylist. But I also probably wouldn't have been a G.L.O.W girl.
Is that when you moved to California? After that, if you had that little, like, your breakup with this guy?
No, I think I went to the Seattle Art Institute and wanted to become a fashion designer after wanting to become a hairdresser. And that was after I saw Flashdance. When I saw Flashdance, I felt like I could do anything. I think I wanted to be a welder. I wanted to ride a bike. I wanted to own dogs. I wanted to break dance. I wanted to do it all.
I'm
And
telling you what.
yeah. So, but I ended up not graduating. I was like three months, I think, for my credits. But it inspired me to go to Los Angeles. And the story goes, I was watching WWE at the time, and then G.L.O.W popped up, and I was just fascinated by G.L.O.W. I'm like,
Interesting.
I got it. Like, what are these women? Who are they? What is it? And then they started rapping, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to rap. And I saw Matilda Hunt, and I'm just like, oh my God, she is like the biggest, scariest person, but I love her, and Mount Fiji, and it was Hollywood, and I'm like, how do I do this? And then they end up having auditions, and that was it. I went for the audition and beat out like 3,000 girls. I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
And then there was like 300 at the apartment, and then it was down to 50. And then I became Roxy.
How did that happen? How did Tracee become Roxy?
Oh God. Well, Tracee is so far from Roxy. Roxy is like an over the top person. Now, keep in mind, I didn't know how to act, but when you're a hairdresser, you're kind of acting when you're cutting hair. You know, you have to tell everybody how marvelous they look, and you got to have that.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah,
a
you got to have that.
isn't it?
Yeah, that gift of gab. So I had that gift of gab from doing hair. But honestly, to get in front of an audience, wrestling, you know, I don't know how I did it, but I just knew I was not going to go home. I knew I wanted to do this so bad, so bad. So that was it. I just, the tryouts, you know, people kept leaving, or women, and they kept leaving. And I think there was like maybe 30 of us. Okay. And it was just kind of scary. I was afraid I was going to be cut every time Matt Zimber called, you know, us for a meeting. And then I remember it was like, I'm sitting there and I just kept thinking, I want to be a bad girl so bad. I want to be bad. I want to be, you know, like.
Well,
Hollywood,
I have a guy on the show tonight, Tracee, that's Roxy, that is, he's kind of an expert at bad girls. So I'm going to, I'm going to let Benny Scala pop in. And Benny, you have a chance to interview now, my friend, one of the preeminent female wrestlers of our time. Go for it.
Yeah, Roxy, I was curious, like prior to your audition for G.L.O.W, because that was at 88, like the late 80s, which was when professional wrestling was becoming a global phenomenon. Did you have any prior interest in wrestling before you auditioned?
The funny thing is, so I think it was like 1986 when I was in G.L.O.W. I'm from Auburn, Washington, a very small town. I had no clue what wrestling was. Hey, go figure. Never acted, never had any interest, never. I just discovered WWF when I actually moved to California. And that's when I discovered G.L.O.W, because it was on after WWF.
Wow.
So, yeah, no idea. But I loved it. The moment I saw it, I loved it.
Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, that was good. Well, actually, you just answered my follow-up question then. Were there any WWF females that you patterned yourself after? But you're definitely an original then. Yeah.
It's funny because people tell me, because when I would go out into the ring, and here's a quick question for you. Let's see if you guys know. I used to skip out into the ring. Okay. Guys, who else skips out to the ring? Who was it?
AJ
That's
Lee.
right. Yeah. So if you look at a lot of my intros, I'm skipping because I wanted to get out there quicker.
Yeah.
And it just looked better than just kind of walking out there. So I'm like, hey, wait, no, she's copying me.
Actually, Mickie James did too, so she glommed your gimmick.
Oh, she sure did. You're absolutely right, Benny. She sure the hell did.
Yeah, I don't remember anybody else really skipping out into the ring. So
I'm trying to remember.
if you guys know anybody, but back then,
Mickey James back in the early when was
yeah,
that?
it was Mickey James, Roxy, AJ Lee, God, Benny. Who else?
Roxy was the OG then.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
OG.
You know what? Because I really didn't think, because we had a certain amount of time to get out there, and I kind of thought it's not too sexy if I power walk out there.
Roxy, I'm going to ask you a question about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow up on something.
Okay.
You're widely regarded as, people affectionately call you the keeper of the flame, the keeper of the glow flame. So Benny and I were talking about this before you popped in here with us. One of the things that and I still don't understand the rapid ascent of G.L.O.W, because it was a low budget production. Yeah. With a virtually unknown, pretty much all unknown cast. And that you guys didn't have a whole lot of money. How did it rise to this now mythical proportions? And why are people now, what's it, 30 years later, we're still talking about G.L.O.W?
Excuse me, try over 40.
Yeah, well, I didn't watch a lot.
Well, okay.
Nice. Being a gentleman.
Go ahead.
Well, okay. The thing is, and you know, I know you know about the documentary and you know about the G.L.O.W Netflix.
Yeah.
I feel like we had a resurgent there. Now, what happened to G.L.O.W back then is, yes, you really did have a lot of money backing you up. You had Rickless, who owned the Riviera, and Harlem Globetrotters. So there was money backing up. You had Matt Zimber, who was married to Jane Mansfield, who had a lot of connections because he was doing movies. So you have a name and you do have money. But the thing is, you know, I don't think they thought we were going to get that popular. And we were that popular.
Well, initially, the word, the scuttlebutt was that it was a shoestring promotion. Yeah. You know, flying by the seat of its ass, trying, you know, to make it among the ranks of, you know, professional wrestling.
Okay, but doesn't that make it sound better than you have a high budget film, you know, a show with all these women? It just sounds better.
That's why. Well, and that's why it sounds mythical now.
Right.
That's exactly why it sounds. Now you are the springboard for, you know, for now this extreme women of wrestling. What's called the XWOW, which is like another all female. Benny, you're familiar with them? You're the wrestling guy here.
No.
It's called the XWOW. It's called.
I
think wow!
Is
it?
Yeah, it's called Extreme Women of Wrestling, and it's a lot of hardcore stuff. A lot of, you know. Yeah. I don't care for it. It's not my kind of thing. Yeah. But Roxy, I want to play a little something. You know, this is kind of our homage to you, the courtesy of Benny's fanciful pen. So sit back and take it all in, and this is yours if you want it.
Thank you.
Say hello to the great Roxy Astor. No G.L.O.W girl could ever get past her. Roxy Astor, she's the star of the show. Roxy Astor, she's the real deal of G.L.O.W. She stood toe to toe in Miss Hollywood. She thought she was good, but the match it ended with Roxy's hand extended, and in the end, Hollywood understood. She faced Big Mama, size 8XL pajama. They ran out of fabric at time.
Well, there you go.
I'm stealing it. I'm taking it. Where can I get it?
It's a courtesy of Benny.
I
Benny.
Yeah.
Bravo. I love it.
It cut out right at my favorite line. Big Mama 8XL pajama. They ran out of fabric at Tommy Bahama.
Yeah.
That's Benny, great. I love that. Thank you. Thank you.
Very well.
I'm going to Roxy, if you don't mind, I'm going to hook you up with Benny. Then Roxy's got a Facebook page. Just hit her up on Facebook,
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
and I will I'll provide that little music video for you.
Oh,
And,
that's going up. You're going to get some pissed off people.
it's all good. We are here tonight to talk about
Yes.
your love of the furry creatures, as am I, and that's basically how you and I started talking.
Yeah.
I am absolutely a dog and cat lover. I'm a dog guy.
Same.
I don't know, when we had some cats for a little while, but
Mhm.
I'm basically a dog guy. How did you start with this wrestling is for the dogs and cats charity? Where did that come from?
Okay, into the mystical mind of Tracee. You know what? I just kept thinking, there's a lot of rescues, and now out in California, the euthanization rate is so bad. California really does not look too good. We're a really rich supposedly state, but we are putting down a lot of animals, and I know people don't want to hear that. And honestly, I have been sharing these dogs and cats for, I would say, the last 10 years. We had the Woolsey fires, I actually went and volunteered. I go really behind the scenes because I don't need like a big pat on the back to go, hey, look at me. But then I realized maybe, yeah, hey, look at me. Maybe you'll want to join what I'm doing. So I was just thinking, look, I was a wrestler. I love animals. I always have. I know a few rescues. Let me talk to a rescue, which was Melita's Dream Animal Rescue.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a dog named Valerie, and she was all over my Facebook. And when I get stuck on a dog, that dog does get adopted. That dog does get a home. It's like I'm like a pit bull. I don't give up until they find a home. So I think it started with Valerie, and I mentioned that I was just talking to Melita last week. This all started with this one dog of me wanting to find her a home. And she was almost euthanized twice, and Melita saved her both times. And I thought, let me make her the ambassador. Let's get her adopted. Let's do something with wrestling. So I'm laying in bed at like 3 a.m. I go, how about wrestling is for the dogs? Yeah, that's it. So the next day, what I do, this is how my thinking is. I was talking to Jennifer Thomas, and I said, let's do wrestling is for the dogs. And she's a wrestler too.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a poster 2 days later, and poof, that was it. So when you see a poster from me and something on Facebook, you know it's going to happen. And then it started to kind of, people were like, well, this is kind of cool. I honestly thought that we would get more wrestlers involved. I think with bigger names, but I'm going to tell you, I love the indie wrestlers. They have the biggest hearts. They are the sweetest people. I've been going to indie shows for years, and they always say, they love G.L.O.W. They love what I'm doing. So I've kind of been watching, and I support them, but I really, really love the indie wrestlers. And it's just without them and without the people who love the animals, this would not have even come about. I think it's catchy. I think the poster is catchy, but we end up having our first event on the biggest storm in California, November 16th.
Oh.
I was scared. And then the funny thing is, so I have there was an actor, William McNamara. I don't know if you know who he is. He's been in a lot of TV. He's like, are you still having it? And I go, yep. Are you still coming? I was so scared. Ticket sales were like, yeah, it was on we were at the mid pro wrestling somewhere in I think it was Chatsworth, and it's on the 3rd floor. And all of a sudden I'm looking at the door, and here comes Kia Stevens, Awesome Kong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she made it. Oh my God, she traveled through the storm for me. And so she came up. Yeah, it was, the streets were flooded, you guys. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I had friends that were flooded into Topanga Canyon. The wrestlers were still showing up for it. And I'm going to tell you, everybody, if you talk to them, they said they had the best time ever. everybody got taken care of. I fed all the wrestlers. We had brought Samson in, the UPW champion from Wisconsin.
Oh, sure.
Brought him in. He's a friend of mine now. He's coming out for this one. And everybody just said they just had a really, really good time. And honestly, we brought, I think there was like 7 dogs. We had all of them adopted but one. And Norman. So we raised a little money. We got through the storm, and we got the dogs adopted, which is really great. Not that we handed the dogs over, because there is a process you have to go through.
Oh yeah, sure.
Melita's, she's very, because we're looking for fosters or adopters this time. We're bringing just 4 dogs.
Yeah,
that's enough. Just but it just really ended up being good. I think with this one, I wanted to do one more because I think of the storm, and I felt like, let me just do it even bigger.
Yeah.
Let me step it up, a level. And I'm hoping that this is just like the springboard of what I can do later on in the future. Like, I would love to go to other people's federations, wrestling federations, and bring wrestlings for the dog and help bring in the rescues and raise money in other states and with other federations and rescues.
I've got a question for you, then I'm going to turn it over to Benny. Why is it, and I don't know if it's you particularly, but why is it that all the post-G.L.O.W projects were initiated by either yourself individually or you with someone else? You're always at the epicenter of, like, for example, you're laughing because I'm right.
I get teased for that a lot.
And I'm going to let Benny pick up on this. Benny, after G.L.O.W, what do you know about that, brother?
I just know that it's from what I've read, because I didn't really watch a lot of G.L.O.W back in the day, but it seems like G.L.O.W has taken a life of its own. It's a brand,
really
and I mean, like a 4 decades old brand, and it's still as popular as ever.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to also give props to Hollywood for being out there, for keeping the brand alive, because she's out there and great with the fans. So big props to her. Give props to Royal Hawaiian, who goes to the indie shows and that. Sunny, she's actually doing a lot of different things. Grammy, but the girls that go out there and keep that alive, I think if anything, it just kind of benefits what I'm doing. So, Hollywood wrote a book, and I'm like, great, good. To me, any little thing that any G.L.O.W girl does, I feel like it keeps it alive. But my thing is, I get obsessed. Sorry, guys. I just get obsessed.
There was the cruise. There was the G.L.O.W cruise.
There was 4 of them.
There were
4 of them.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
4 of them. And then we did the Afterglow 80s musical experience, and we won 2 awards from Broadway World. The most best director of the decade, Christopher Carver, and then we won for best ensemble of the decade. And we laugh about it because we beat out Hamilton and Mamma Mia on a $10,000 budget.
That's funny. Go ahead, Ben.
I'm going to shamelessly make this comment, and everybody's going to judge me for it, but I have always judged people based on how they treat dogs and how dogs treat them. And I will do that to my dying breath, because it says a lot about a person.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. So I think you're referring to me. Referring? Did you get that?
Yeah, we got the fur part. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just thought I'd share.
Question for you: You're promoting this event that is this weekend. So tell everybody where, when, who's going to be there, and what you expect to do.
Oh my gosh! So this one is definitely a labor of love. I have to tell you. 3 months ago, it takes 3 months, and I've been the only one really putting this together, but I always have to kind of lay the foundation out. And I think a lot of people know that when I do something, it's going to be done right.
Mhm.
People are going to be happy. Nobody's going to be ripped off. Everybody is just going to be a really good time. And that's kind of one thing. Like, I've never made any money off of any cruise, any play, but boy, have I had a good time.
Well,
I've had.
that's a really interesting point.
Mhm.
The profitability margin here is extraordinarily.
Nothing.
Yeah, I was going to say it's very low.
Nothing but
You have to do it because you either love it,
right.
or there's something wrong with you.
Yes, absolutely.
Or
Yes,
both.
and yes.
And I mean, look, let's be honest about it. You have the wrestling mindset that automatically qualifies you in a myriad of categories.
Mhm.
Benny could do shows on that.
I tell you though, I am amazed how, I don't know how much wrestling training you've got, but I watched several of the matches and I was very impressed by how well you actually got wrestling, how you played to the crowd, how you sold your opponent's moves, and how you told a story in the ring. You really had the crowd emotionally invested, and I thought that was great.
Well, thank you, because I really had no idea what I was doing.
I heard that. Honest to God, I can't make this up.
Yeah.
I heard that, Roxy, from at least a half a dozen Glow that they threw them in.
Never would know.
My question is, what was the purpose? And I still don't understand this. In preparation for this, I watched Glow reruns from ages ago. Okay. And God rest her soul, Jackie Stallone. Okay, Sylvester Stallone's mother. How the hell did Sylvester Stallone's mother get involved in this, and why? Please.
I don't know. I'm thinking because I think Sylvester's brother somehow. I don't know if Hollywood. I think Frank was a fan of Hollywood. Used to bring, I think, Sage to the ring. Sage used to bring Jackie to the ring. Then she became our manager, and she was the good girl manager. So if you want, maybe I think it started with Hollywood. Which is kind of a cool story. And then from what I heard, she used to read people's butts. Like, that was her reading. Instead of reading cards, she'd read their butts. So
it's all Jeannie's fault.
I don't think you can get away with that now. But you'll like what I'm doing in the Wrestling is for the Dogs. I'm going to get back to that because that kind of leads into something.
Sure.
So okay, so it's going to be May 31st from 2 to 6 at the Knox Pro Wrestling Academy. And if you don't know, that is Rikishi and Reno Black Pearl's place, right? Yep. Beautiful place. It looks like a mini WWE studio. I remember when I first walked in, because I like to check out, where I want to possibly do something. And I know they had bad press from something. And remember that, I don't know, Rampage's son or something did something to a wrestler. Okay. I let that go, and I'm glad I did. And they have been nothing but amazing. They're amazing to work with. And I'm telling you, if anybody needs to rent that place or whatever, definitely go there. There's nothing like that out here in LA. Nothing at all. They have the ring, they have the production, they have the lights, they have everything. So you'll see video after this is done. So what I have to do is kind of build a show from when I go in, and I've been going to a few of their shows. So I picked out a few wrestlers that I really liked. And so I'm going to kind of take you how it's going to start. Okay. So you're going to walk in. Oh, wait, first off, there's a red carpet, and I love how Knox Pro Wrestling did that with their Knox on the top, and it's a red carpet with the ropes. So we're doing the meet and greet with the dogs there. So you're going to meet Lowrider Luna, Dobie, the big goofy Doberman. We have Meatloaf, and we have Norman, the only one who didn't get adopted from the last event. So we're going to have those dogs that are all fully trained by Melita, not her, but by her people. And we're going to have a DJ to the left. Okay, then you're going to walk in, and then you're going to see the Community Cat Foundation that are bringing cats. They're going to be on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to have silent auction things and all these amazing desserts by my daughter from Glitter Bomb Bakery. She's made really good desserts we're handing out. And then we have the famous popcorn, PAWCORN, that we hand out to everybody. So from the moment people are walking in, they are going to be gifted with popcorn and cupcakes, and I can't really tell what else they're going to do. It has to be a surprise. So then everybody's going to be seated. Then there's going to be like a mini party beforehand, and then the matches start. First one's going to be a triple threat. Okay, second one you'll like. It is, we're paying homage to Matilda the Hun on the second match. So we are having Charlene Ward, who played Matilda the Hun in the play that we won the award for, and Mary Kennedy from Shameless. She's going to be playing Jackie Stallone because she played her in the play. They are going to be managers to Danica Bloodwin and Andrea the Giant. Woo! And then we're going to have Awesome Kong walk out with Queen Kong's original belt. That is Matilda the Hun. So Charlene's going to actually be wearing Matilda the Hun's outfit because I was gifted her boots and I was gifted her some of her outfits from her son. So you're gonna, so it's kind of a really kind of a cool thing there. And then we have Shane Hartline from Nah Wrestling, Nearly Average Wrestling, who's going to be doing his thing for a half hour. Okay. We have Show Me Your Kitties.
Okay, then.
They're part of a little burlesque, but it's all a very comical type of thing. So Show Me Your Kitties. Show Me Your Kitties. I just like saying that name. And then we have Keita Ray, who's going to be turning 18 on that day, and we're going to have Keita Ray's birthday bash with gold champagne, and that's a wrestler. And then the main event is Techno Destructo with Lena Fumi against Samson, UPW reigning champion. Pretty wild, huh?
On that note, hold that thought. We will be right back. I'm up against a hard commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
You're on a hot date, you're making the cut. You can't be dealing with a faulty left nut. Manscaped is the answer for your gnarly nut sack. Before that babe tells you to hit the road, Jack. In this crazy world of ours, we're often climbing the walls. In all of the confusion, don't forget about your balls. Manscaped to the rescue for your precious crown jewels. Get it today, don't delay. Please be good to your tools.
88.7 WTBR Radio.
Hey Max, what's going on? I'm X, and from this moment on, I'm going to be your own personal AI DJ on Spotify. Let's go. Up next, I know you've been on a summer song kick lately, so I went back for some of your old summertime favorites. See if it warms you up. Next up, some of the music you had on a lot back in 2018.
Do you think of me? Walking out there.
All right, Max, let's get you out of your feels and switch up the vibe. You've been into dance music lately. I got this brand new release to get you moving. Introducing DJ, the best of Spotify made just for you, one tap away. Powered by AI, delivered by me. You're very...
WTBR Radio 88.7, broadcasting live around the world on KTEL Satellite Network. This is the Mad Dog tonight. Roxy Astor, and wrestling is for the dogs. And cats.
And cats.
And cats.
Yeah.
Benny the Playa Scala, my friend, you are up to bat.
Well, I wanted to say I have a 17-pound, I call her Jack Russell terrorist instead of a terrier. Her name is Bree, and she's the absolute love of my life. And I brought her to the vet about 3 or 4 weeks ago for her annual heartworm test. And the vet said, you know, you're a great pet owner. I said, what are you kidding me? I said, Bree is a great Benny owner. I said, people don't realize when you, and for those of you out there who do not have a furry friend, four-legged friend in your life, you are missing out because you get unconditional love. You know, your pup or your cat is never not happy to see you. You know, that they're always glad that you're there, and they never have a bad day. They're not going to cheat on you with another owner. You know, there's everything positive about adopting a pup or a cat.
Mm-hmm. But also too, if you can't adopt, you can also foster, because when you foster actually from a rescue or from a shelter, you're giving one more animal a place, you know, to make it out. And fostering is really big. We're really going to advocate for fostering also. We're going to have a foster roster.
Roxy, is this going to become a national movement, or is this strictly localized in California at the moment?
Oh no, I want this national. I just think, you know, you've got to start somewhere, but the whole thing is you've got to really believe in what you're doing. And I mean, how can you not believe in animals, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And like I said, with these indie wrestlers that are out there, and, you know, they have such big hearts, and, you know, you get the bigger wrestlers that, and I'm going to tell you, you know, I've reached out to a few of the bigger wrestlers, didn't get anything from them, you know, and I'm like, how do you not, even like a shout out, like give something. I'm not asking for any money from you or whatever, but just something, you know. And it's not like it's my first rodeo. I did a fundraiser, and I had my friends called the Red Alert Rescue Ladies, where we actually would donate money to save dogs from being euthanized, because dogs are saved when there are pledges. And if there's pledges, rescues will pick them up. So we did that and raised money. And then, like I said, then I started doing the other one. But I mean, it hasn't been easy. I want this to be a movement, but I need more people like you that, you know, that believe in it.
I have a question for you. Do you know Lee Asher?
Oh, I know of him.
Okay. What I'd like to do, if you don't mind, I'd like to hook you up with Lee Asher.
Do you know Lee Asher?
I do.
I love Lee Asher. He's out in Oregon, right?
He is.
He might like me because I'm from Seattle, so we're a total different.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. He's Oregon. I'm Seattle. No, I like what he does.
Yeah. I think it's like Benny. If you don't know who I'm talking about, check it out sometime. Lee Asher, the House of Asher.
Yeah.
Lee's a great guy, and he's a passionate surrogate for animals. And I think between his and your passion and determination, there might be something happening here. So
there could be. And I think you're talking about determination of my other projects, right? Leading into this.
Well, go ahead. Why not?
No, it's kind of like, I think I found my niche. I think this is what I want to do. I've done plays. I've done everything I've wanted to do. Sure. And I'm leaning more towards the animals, to be honest. This is the one that's really a feel good project, like really. And it's good to see all the people that really, like yourself, how you love your dog. I mean, you're right, everybody should own a dog or a cat. Everybody should. I feel sorry for the ones that are allergic, but it's just, I mean, I have 4 dogs and 4 cats. And they're all rescues.
Well, the thing about dedicating your life and your time and your energy to animals, particularly dogs and cats, is that the reward is felt immediately. You don't have to wait for the reward.
I have a good story for you you might like, and I don't know if you've seen this video recently. Okay, and you'll like this too. You're a rocker, right? What's your name? I'm sorry, I forgot again.
Benny, me? Okay.
Benny, yes. Are you a rocker, dude?
Yeah. I would say so.
Okay. All right.
He's an old guy with long hair, Roxy.
Well, I mean,
I got left behind at Woodstock.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay. So you'll relate to the story. It's a very cool story. So I was watching. So what I do every morning is I look for a dog that's being overlooked, and I saw this dog named Teddy. And it probably had 1,000 comments. Not one person was stepping up because Teddy bit someone. And it's a cute little white, looks like the Caesar dog on the dog food. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I feel something for this dog. I don't know what it is. But and then still nobody's stepping up. I had Melita pull Teddy, and it was probably 5 minutes before he was going to be euthanized. We got him. So what I do is I'll pull the dogs, and then my dogs are great. They let every dog come in. Teddy came in. He was great, but you can tell something happened. He was abused. He just was not that happy dog. He tried to bite us a few times, but only because he was scared. It wasn't like going after us. And had him for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden we got through my friend Yvette. There's this guy that really wanted to adopt him, and I don't know if you've seen this video. And he wrote to me, and I saw that he was from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm like, no, that's a little far. And he bites. And what are we going to do if he bites? And then, oh my God, you're always concerned about that. Well, his name was Steve Sweet. I don't know if you know who that is.
I don't.
Okay. He's the drummer for Warrant.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
I know the band.
He's a drummer. Yeah. So him and his wife and son came all the way from Phoenix, adopted Teddy. And I'm sure they had a very rough start too, but they put him into training, and he is just the sweetest dog, doing great. I'm sure he got a little nippy with Steve, but Steve was just like, and he's a drummer. So I'm like, watch your hands. And then Steve ended up doing a shout out video for The Wrestling is for the Dogs.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So if you go to Steve Sweet's page, you can actually see the shout out for us for our Wrestling is for the Dogs and Cats, which I thought that was really cool. So you just never know who you're going to get. I'll ask 20 people to get one person to either a shout out. I never hit up a wrestler for money ever. But I'll ask if you can come. If you can't, if you're in the area, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never do that. But I think a shout out is pretty easy to do. Yeah. And if anybody ever needs one for me, I'm always like, yeah, whatever it takes, if I can help.
Benny, final questions. I will give you the final round, my friend.
Well, this is going to be a wrestling question because somehow, despite the low budget and everything, you guys at some point were actually outdrawing WWF in terms of viewership. I actually think, now that I think about it and what I've seen from G.L.O.W, I think Vince McMahon actually took some of your gimmicks and incorporated that into his product.
Well, the rumor has it was Vince tried to buy G.L.O.W from Matt Zimber to shut it down because we were beating them in the ratings.
Absolutely.
They refused to sell, which to me is, I think if Matt was going to go out on his own, it would have been on his own, but not go out to Vince McMahon and have it shut down. Yeah. I mean, for us,
I know that story. It's absolutely true.
Okay.
Absolutely true. Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird because you hear things, and even though you're there, it's like, is it true? Is it not? But I think that I actually heard that from Matt.
Yeah.
Himself. So, and I believe it because we were on every talk show, every game show. We were just out there, and we touring, and we had the fans shaking the bus like we were rock stars, and they would freak out when they met us. It was imagine going from a hairdresser, Auburn, Washington, to being on TV and to being like this rock star all of a sudden. That was whoa.
Well, we're very animal friendly here, Roxy. I will tell you that my my normal regular co-host, Amelia Chapman, up on the screen here.
Yeah.
Her nickname affectionately is the Pitbull. Of course, I am the Mad Dog. We're trying to come up with one for Benny. I was going to go with kind of like a Disney theme, the Shaggy Dog, but I thought, no, he's not quite shaggy enough. Well, we'll come up with something.
We'll come up with something, yeah.
For the player.
No, I think Benny's more of a Pomeranian.
Oh
yeah.
Pomeranians are one of the coolest breeds out there.
Well, that's Benny. He's cool. This guy oozes cool.
Yeah, then you're Pomeranian, maybe mixed with the Chihuahua.
I'll take it.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was an absolute pleasure to have you here, and I thank you so much for sharing. Wrestling is for the cats and for the dogs and cats.
Yeah, thank you.
That is this weekend. If you are in the area, well, pop on in and say hi to Roxy and crew.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to have a Royal Hawaiian there, and there might be another Glow girl popping up and celebrities and more than anything, dogs and cats. So
there you go. So I will leave it at that, and we played it one more time for you. We're gonna exit out this way, Roxy. So I'll make sure Benny sends you a copy of this. Benny, hit Roxy up on Facebook.
I'm posting that, Benny. Yes. I'm posting that.
Oh, absolutely.
You got it.
It's yours. You got it.
Yeah, thank you.
Say hello to the great Roxy Astor. No G.L.O.W girl could ever get past her. Roxy Astor, she's the star of the show. Roxy Astor, she's the real deal of glow. She stood toe to toe with Miss Hollywood. She thought she was good, but the match it ended with Roxy's hand extended. And in the end, Hollywood understood. She faced Big Mama, size 8XL pajama. They ran out of fabric at Tom.
All right, you
love
got
it, Benny.
Ran out of
Genius.
fabric at Tommy Bahama.
I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. That made my night.
Thank you so much for being here, Roxy. Have a
And
great
thank you
one.
for reminding me over from TikTok.
Oh, not a problem. Look, we're connected now, so it's all good.
Yes,
And I'm gonna send you some numbers, okay?
Great. Thank you so much, you guys, and thank you
Take
for
care, Roxy.
everything. All right,
Roxy
bye guys.
Astor, folks. One of
Bye.
the OG G.L.O.W girls. Check her out. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Danny, that was a good one.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I mean, when you think about the whole story behind G.L.O.W, it's like a Rocky, where it's like almost nothing budget and it reaches incredible heights. I mean, the Rocky brand has been like 50 years now. G.L.O.W is going on 40.
Yeah. It's remarkable when you think that this started out basically, with some substantial backing, but they played it off as if like it was a shoestring budget. It came across like it was on a shoestring budget. It was very, very low key. And I think the reason is, like Roxy alluded to, nobody really believed in it. They didn't think it was going to happen. So why throw a lot of money behind something that's not going to go? Surprise,
Right.
surprise, boy, surprised everybody.
Hey, man.
It took
you watch
off like
those
a
shows,
firecracker, man.
Yeah, those people watching those matches, they were going batshit. They loved it.
Oh my God, it's crazy. And come to find out that years later, I would end up knowing some of the women who wrestled there.
Right.
Of course, the Farmer's Daughters, Sonny and Hollywood, Gina Pisone and Grimlina, and oh my God, and who the hell am I missing? Of course, Roxy now. But yeah, you know what? I tell you what, I love when I have a chance to talk to people like that who surprise you with the things that they do. And she laughed. She started laughing when I said, you're in the epicenter of all of this chicanery, because whenever something, post G.L.O.W happened, it was always Roxy or Roxy and somebody else that was behind the wheel. The G.L.O.W cruises, the G.L.O.W, the wrestling is for the dogs and cats, and Afterglow, and it's all of this kind of stuff. She had her fingerprints all over the place, brother.
Yeah. I mean, and when you, like I said, I watched a couple of her matches, and I mean, she didn't really mention that she had a ton of wrestling training, but she got wrestling. She was a natural. She got how to work the crowd. She got how to sell. She got how to tell a story.
That's the thing right there. You know, even without wrestling experience, and then virtually none of them, almost none of them, had any athletic background.
Right.
No wrestling
She was a
training. A
hairdresser,
lot
right?
of them
Yeah.
were, and a lot of them were hairdressers, dancers, cosmetologists, kind of that kind of stuff, makeup artists.
But they're taking bumps and doing a
But
good
yeah,
job.
but the thing about it that was different is that they were all really pretty women.
Yes.
And you didn't see, like, let's be honest about it, Benny. Let's just, you and I here, okay? Just a couple of guys talking. Let's be honest about
The
it.
guys, yeah.
They weren't Mae Young and Moolah, okay?
Yeah. No, well, I mean, Moolah and Mae Young were like trained professional wrestlers, but
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the window, brother.
Oh yeah, no, Moolah looked like a sack of potatoes with lipstick. I mean, no
Yeah,
offense,
exactly. You're talking about. I mean, what I'm trying to be kind here, folks, by saying that people like Mae Young and Moolah and Donna Cristanello and Judy Martin and people like, they weren't really attractive women.
No,
okay?
but they were. I think back then,
But
in the
they
60s
were
and 70s,
tough.
they weren't meant to be eye candy. They were meant to be great wrestlers, and all of them that you mentioned were phenomenal. Donna Cristanello was one of my favorites. Donna Cristanello and Tony Rose was a great tag team.
Oh my God, there's a name from the past, Tony Rose. Holy shit! I watched a movie the other day, Benny. It's actually on our list that you and I are going to talk about. I watched a film the other day called Below the Belt. You're going to love this cast: Mildred Burke,
wow,
Jane O'Brien, who was known as Tommy Dukes back in the day. Oh God, what was their name? The Grable, Joyce Grable. Oh my goodness, a bunch of a stellar cast of wrestlers. And Len Montana, the guy who played Luca Brasi.
Luca Brasi, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Len Montana was a professional wrestler. A lot of people don't know that. An amazing cast, but you got, and it was, again, a low budget wrestling film, but if you're a wrestling fan, it had chops.
Right.
It had, like, it was the kind of a film you could sit down with a bowl of popcorn and just enjoy it.
Right.
But that's when I think of women's wrestling, and it was basically a film about lady wrestlers. And you didn't see that from the G.L.O.W girls. They took bumps, absolutely. But they was a different kind of wrestling, man. I don't even know how you want to. You probably better qualified than I, but how would you describe, or to somebody who never saw G.L.O.W, how would you define it to them?
Honestly, Angelo, I think they were the original sports entertainment before Vince McMahon even coined that term.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because they were, like I said, they were telling a story in the ring.
Yeah.
Typically when you like,
yeah,
they had, they were polarized. You had a heel, you had a baby face.
Yeah.
You were telling a story. One was selling. It had everything, all the components of a good wrestling match. But then again, you knew that this was entertainment. But you still got, but they were so good, they were so entertaining that you still got hooked on it.
We have an interesting show tomorrow night. The Edge of Reality. Been wanting to do this one. How did everything get so upside down?
And it definitely has gotten upside down.
Oh, brother, I'm going to tell you what. I'm beginning to wonder if it really is the Matrix, or are we just all losing our collective fucking minds? I'm kind of thinking it's a little bit of both.
I think it's a mixture. I mean, sometimes like I'll watch something on TV or at the gym, and it's like am I really watching that? Like this is like,
Right.
if I didn't know any better, I think I was like dreaming.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. I have a guy coming on. His name is Dr. Derek Pitts. He is the curator of the Franklin Institute. I have confirmed that. And he is going to be with us to talk about the space-time continuum, the paradigm shift, and how the Earth being off its normal axis is affecting life as we know it. And apparently it's affecting life as we know it quite dramatically and with impact.
Yeah.
I will also be presenting a show in September. And I'm telling you about it now because it's something that I will be promoting from now till then. The Shroud of Turin.
Ooh.
We will examine the Shroud of Turin with the world's foremost authority on the Shroud. His name is Dr. Russ Briault, and he will be in studio to talk about the Shroud of Turin, what it is and what it is not.
I mean, there's something that's been around literally for thousands of years, and people are
Yeah.
still talking about it.
And we're still talking about it. Yep. Remarkable. There's some things refuse to die. If you ever get a chance to watch a couple of films, Benny, called the Da Vinci Code and its sequel, Angels and Demons, get a chance to really sit down and watch. Take a few hours because each film is about 3 hours long.
Right. And are they both with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same cast in both films.
One of my favorites, Tom Hanks.
And you'll find interesting commentary about the chronovisor, the Shroud of Turin, show we just did on the chronovisor.
I'm
the
still
Vatican.
thinking about that, Angelo. I got to be honest. I mean, that's mind-boggling.
It's you can't if you try to wrap your head around it intellectually, you would make yourself you would literally make yourself crazy to try to wrap your head around the idea of being. We know that we can go in the past. We know that. But to be able to see the past, well, that's a whole nother animal. We know that we can travel backwards. That's scientifically sound and it's plausible, and we've done it. But we haven't yet been able to travel into the future and see what that looks like. But the chronovisor, if you believe, and I believe it, will take you to the past, but also show you glimpses of the future, what was and what will be. And I think we're not finished. And this is, again, just a couple of boys here talking. I don't think we're finished with the chronovisor yet, Benny. I think that warrants another show.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I had never heard of it, but the minute I started doing research, I was hooked. I'm like, damn, this is a great subject.
Yeah, it's one of those things that really, really is one of those things that does make you go, like Arsenio Hall used to say, things that make you go, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of them, for sure.
The premise of it isn't that far-fetched because, like I said, I mean, tomorrow somebody can watch this podcast. So they're watching us a day later. And the only difference with the chronovisor is, instead of a human being or capturing the images, I mean, you can actually dial back to 10, whenever the Magna Carta was signed. My history is failing me, but you can watch the Magna Carta being signed.
Yeah, I mean, the possibilities are staggering. They're also frightening beyond anything that I think we're. I mean, capable. I don't think that we understand that level of fear yet.
No, I really, really believe that one of the reasons why the Vatican would have put the kibosh on it is because it would have actually bankrupted the Catholic Church.
Oh my God! Yeah,
that's my opinion. But
no, you know what? You're absolutely. That's another thing. What's really going on in the Vatican? That show is coming up. I will tell you that I have that much faith in what the Vatican says and does. I don't believe a word of what they say and do. I think the only thing different now with having an American Pope is that when he says no, they understand what no is in every language. You got talking about an organization, Benny, that killed 4 of its own. The Vatican assassinated 4 popes.
They're hardcore.
Yeah, for real. And we're going to talk about those 4 and much more when we do the Vatican show. But in the meantime, what do you got to promote, Ben? Let me bring you up on here. We got this.
Alrighty.
Benny, the Playa Scala at the Playa Entertainment Network, youtube.com/at Benny the Playa Scala. You can check out Monday nights. Benny has True Crime. They go through some of the annals of the crime history and try to dissect it, take it apart a little bit, find out what made people do what they did and why did they do it, and kind of unravel the woven web. Oh, I like the way I said that.
With a lot of comedy and sarcasm thrown in. I
know. I listen.
I mean, this is not court TV. This is not Nancy Grace. It's not Vinnie Politan.
No,
we're not criminologists. If you want any of that shit, you need to go watch them. But if
watch
you want to have a good laugh, yeah, I mean, and you want to listen to brutal honesty and honest opinions, we're your show. Exactly.
And on Wednesday, when wrestling was real with Nikita Brezhnikov.
Yes.
And what you guys are doing? What episode Wednesday? Madison Square Garden.
So we're doing it. We're doing the Cap Center from May 28th, 1983. We try to align the shows with specific cards. So this May 28th, 83 was the Cap Center. Main event was Backlund versus Alpha, I think, and the co-main event was a rematch between Don Morocco and Rocky Johnson, the Rock's dad.
I remember a show that I watched of yours. I guess it was maybe a couple of weeks ago, and you were talking about the Philadelphia Spectrum. It was a super. Nikita called it a super stacked card, and it absolutely was. I was there for that show.
I tell you what, people talk about the Garden. The Spectrum was, to me, is right up there with the Garden in terms of quality cards.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Philadelphia Spectrum was our Madison Square. Have you ever been to the Spectrum?
I have not. Nope, I have not.
The Spectrum is the rest in peace. The late Philadelphia Spectrum is now called the Wells Fargo Center. It's a whole different building now. But the Spectrum, Benny, was. I want to actually. You know what I want to do? I want to show you a picture of the Spectrum. I want to bring this up here because it's really fascinating. It's really fascinating. Here we go. There it is, right there. Hot damn. I'm going to pull this up for Benny so he can see what we're talking about. This is a very interesting. You've probably never seen a building like this before, Ben. But we're going to take a look at this right now. Pull it up on the screen here. All right, here we go. Pull that image up. Here you go. Yeah, Ben, this is the Philadelphia Spectrum.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now,
that place held 27,000 people.
Wow. I believe the Flyers, so the Flyers were the first wave of NHL expansion, I believe in 1967.
Yeah.
Was that their venue then, or was that not built yet?
That was their venue. Yeah, they were.
Okay.
Yeah, they were initially, before the Spectrum was built, there was a place called the Philadelphia Civic Center where the NWA held all their wrestling. Okay. What they would do is when they had hockey there, they would, of course, they would put up the boards, and ice the floor. And then when wrestling came in, they would put this kind of like look like basically sheetrock over the ice, and put chairs down, and they would do their wrestling there. But the Spectrum was created specifically. You'll see the way the building is shaped. It was shaped that way specifically for hockey, because the owner of the Spectrum was a guy named Ed Snyder. And Ed Snyder also owned the Philadelphia Flyers. Okay. And so that building became synonymous as the home of the Flyers.
Yeah, it is rink shaped if you look at it.
Yeah, the building was huge. It had 5 levels inside. You had from floor to the rafters and 5 levels, and they got steep and steeper, and to the point where you felt like you were like walking uphill. There was a steep building. But that building there, Benny, the Philadelphia Spectrum, was huge for wrestling. Huge. They would fit 4,000 people on the floor, okay, with the ring in the middle. Now, imagine this. You're talking about a 20 by 20 ring back when they used a 20 by 20. People don't realize now that a wrestling ring in WWE is 27 feet square. Okay? It's made large, right, so that the ring does not get lost. The ring is the center stage. That's your, that's your, the epicenter, to use that word again, the epicenter of the building is the ring. Back in the day, you remember what it was like. The ring would get lost because it looked so small in person,
right,
than it did. I mean, the first time I ever saw wrestling was in 1967. Bruno Sammartino versus Killer Kowalski, but he was called the Executioner at the time. Right. He was wearing a hood. And the Valiant Brothers just became the Valiant Brothers. In fact, they wrestled as John L. Sullivan and
Jimmy I remember,
Valiant.
Yeah, Johnny Valiant was John L. Sullivan. That's right.
John L. Sullivan and Jimmy Valiant. Yep, they sure the hell were. And they were just starting the tag team. And it was interesting, because the ring looked so tiny. And I remember watching on TV going, and I said to my uncle, I said, it looks so small. How come it's so small in person? He goes, well, kid, the TV makes it look really big.
Yeah, it did.
It did. It
but
really,
what an
really
epic
did.
venue. I mean, and shame on the WWF for not having more title changes. I mean, it had Stasiak beat Pedro on December the 1st, 1973 at the Spectrum. But that was really it. I think they should have had more title changes, because they always sold out.
For whatever reason, Vince Sr. didn't like changing championships outside of New York.
Yeah, he just loved.
But and the story of it's well documented now why Superstar Bruno had to switch the title in Baltimore.
Baltimore, right?
Because it was the commission made it final. And and once the Maryland Athletic Commission made it final, there was no. It was a matter of public record. You couldn't.
No instant replay or anything like that.
No. And that commission, they didn't play. They were
hardcore.
Play.
Yeah.
Oh, hardcore, brother. Absolutely. The other thing you and I will talk about, and I want to bring this up so you can see it. I have something that's part of, and it's going to be interesting when we do the death of Hulk Hogan, because I have something here that's very prominent to the Hulk Hogan show that you and I are going to be doing, and I want to make sure that I bring it up. Here it is. I found it right here. This is from Brooke Hogan, Benny, and we're going to talk about this. Brooke Hogan talks about the time things got so bad with Hulk Hogan's medication that she had to step in. She says that she and Jennifer McDaniel went through everything, cleared it out, and forced him to stop. A couple days later, he told her, "You saved my life." Now, fast forward to everything around his final days. Brooke brings up the cameras in the house, the medications, and how it all played out. And she would go on to tell, and this is Bubba the Love Sponge talking. She would go on to tell us, you couldn't kill the guy with drugs. You couldn't kill the guy with drugs. Okay. And again, and it says here, what do you take from that? What would you take from that? Knowing you couldn't kill the guy with drugs. I said the last time you and I talked, Benny, I said, I believed in my heart that somebody took the Hulk out. I believe somebody took him out. And I think it was closer to home than people think.
Yeah. I mean, he had his enemies.
Well, the other thing is that just a matter of 5-6 days before he died, his wife put cameras in the house. A week before he died, you're gonna have cameras installed in the house. That's either a very caring wife or somebody that's got setting up an alibi. In my book, but my head goes there.
The word that popped into my head is shenanigans. There's like major shenanigans there.
Oh, big time shenanigans. The only guy seemed to be, and you're not far from him. In Florida, there is Bubba the Love Sponge, who has in fact has garnered a lot of my respect. Here is a guy who he and Hulk, they did something that wasn't on the level. It wasn't cool, switching, sleeping with the guy's wife. And whatever the case was there, it's consenting adults do what they want to do. I'm not going to shit on that. That's whatever their arrangement was. But I digress. The point is that when push came to shove, Bubba defended his friend. And that's what he did. And you look at this here and you read this and go, they couldn't kill the guy with drugs. What would you take from that? That's the thing. Like, what would you take from that?
The whole thing screams of shenanigans. And I moved to Florida in 2001, and I was driving to the airport to pick somebody up, and I happened to stumble upon Bubba, and it just so happened that Bubba had Hulk as his guest. And I mean, as it turned out, these guys were like brothers. For years.
Absolutely. No question about it.
They were closer than brothers.
The last days of Hulk Hogan's life, he and Bubba actually kind of made amends. They were in the process of patching things up, and Bubba said on his show the day that Hulk passed that and he took it really hard too. He said that he had a clear conscience knowing that all was forgiven with Hulk.
Yeah.
Which
that's good though.
Yeah. What did you ever hear the story that Hulk used to tell about checking his answering machine after Roddy Piper died?
Oh, I heard that story a long time ago.
Yeah. About I'm walking with Jesus, brother. I'm walking with Jesus. And here he had died just a couple days ahead, and Hulk never checked his machine, his voicemail. It's just that whole thing, Hulk passing away like that. I got a million questions when we do that show, brother.
Yeah,
I mean, I got a million questions when we do that.
That one came from out of nowhere. I was shocked when I found out that he passed
And
away.
here's the thing: Jimmy Hart, Nick Hogan, Eric Bischoff, everybody that was friends with him, Kurt Angle. People don't realize that Hulk and Kurt were tight.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't realize how tight they were, but evidently, when you're talking about these people all saying that, you know, Hulk's in good shape, he's in great spirits, you know, he's coming along, and you hear stuff like that, well, you figure, okay, well, he's on the mend, you know,
Right.
he's getting you know, better, maybe
Rehabbing, yeah.
right. And then, you know, you turn on the news that morning and Hulk Hogan is dead at 71. What the fuck? Out of nowhere?
Right. And you're talking about, it's not like somebody like me who never goes to the doctor. I mean, this man was under 24/7 medical care. I mean, the guy was monitored out the yin yang. So something happened.
Think about that. That Hulk wasn't as old as people thought he was. He was only 7. No, he was only 71.
He was 2 years older than me.
Right?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, had he lived, he'd be 73 now.
Yes, correct.
That's still not an old guy.
Not in today's standards. No, sir.
No, not at all. Brother, I'll tell you what, we're going to do that show.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Promote yourself, my friend. Promote yourself.
Yeah, like you said, Monday's True Crime, Wednesday's When It Was Real. Sunday on Want Radio is Benny the Jet. I morph into a DJ, and I play a couple hours of 60s and 70s stuff. Absolutely love it. It's always been something I wanted to do, and now I get to do it. So, and now I'm guest shotting on Angelo's great shows. I'm a busy guy. I tell you what, though, I mean,
it's good to be busy.
Busy. Let me tell you something, brother. Yeah, PSA to those of you who are like getting on in years, stay busy. It's the best thing you can do.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, not for nothing, but you know, when you stop moving, you get old.
Yeah.
And I believe that.
You got plenty of time after they bury you to stop moving, you know.
Exactly. Speaking of which, and we have a guy coming on the show named John Davis, who died for 7 minutes and said that he didn't stop moving. Actually, we're going to talk about that one.
That was I watched a lot of that show, and the way he described everything. I mean, I don't think he could be making that up. I mean, unless
he's coming back on July 14th, Benny. He's going to come back July 14th and talk about it. And Amelia is going to do that. I think you and Amelia are doing that show together. I will be producing that show. I will not be on camera for that.
All right.
Because I've already been told that I talked too much and was asking too many questions.
I didn't say that. It must have been Amelia.
Well, she was one of them people. Yes, she sure the fuck did. But it's all good, though. On behalf of Benny the Player Scala, I am the Mad Dog. This is WTBR Radio 88.7. We will see you tomorrow night. Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Take care, folks. God bless. Good night.